Hi, my name's Monif. I'm the co-founder of Grimm, and this is Dragonfin Soup.
So what's Dragonfin Soup all about?
Murder, mayhem, madness, alcohol, raging, RPG, roguelike. I think that's all the key terms I can come up with. JRPG, there you go. But no, really, so this game is kind of the culmination of everything my partner and I kind of wanted to do, because we've both been in the industry a long time and worked on a lot of games, and while it was fun at times, it wasn't really satisfying. And so when we started our company, we asked ourselves, what kind of games do we want to make? And the answer really was, we want to make the games we played as kids, the one that inspired us to go into the game industry in the first place, right? So games like classical Zelda, Chocobo Dungeon, Shira the Wanderer, the original Shining Force, Shining in Darkness, all these great old games, Earthbound. And so that's what we did. So we combined all these things that we love into kind of a broth called Dragonfin Soup. So Dragonfin Soup is a hybrid between a classic console RPG with roguelike elements.
Talk about the story you guys have created and the main protagonist.
Oh, well, our main protagonist, she's inspired by Little Red Riding Hood, but in our world, she's a raging alcoholic bounty hunter with a shotgun. And we like that. We think it's cool. We think flawed characters are cool, but she's just not, it's not a superficial trait. Like, we try to make her as genuine and interesting as possible. We think strong heroines are kind of badass, and she is.
Talking about developing for the PS4 and what that has opened up for you guys.
Sure. So we've been working on Dragonfin Soup for almost 2 years now, and the game will be coming out on the PS3, PS4, PS Vita, and we're working very hard to get that done, including multiple other platforms. But those are the main ones we're working on right now, including that and Steam PC.
What does next gen open up for you guys as developers?
The ability to do HD graphics very easily. So one of the things is my partner, his name's Randus Abalon, he does all the wonderful art in the game, just one guy does all the art in the game, including the design and the sound effects and dialogue, you name it. He's just a great creative, and I help him out whenever I get a chance. But being able to be next gen is we can really just go to town on the graphics, go to town. It gives us so much more resources to create a beautiful experience to share with people.
What's it like having fans play a game at an event like a PSX?
It's awesome, because this is kind of where we get our feedback. This is our touch point. We had a successful Kickstarter in the spring, and at every event we've been to, we've met backers. And backers come up, they're like, how are things going? Oh, good, let's talk about it. They get to play the game like, oh, I see that Morgiana's in the game. Yes, she is, excellent. So Morgiana's actually here in the cosplay, and she's one of the playable characters of Dragonfin Soup. Her background is she's a slave that was trained as a dancer and an assassin. So she's quite deadly.
What's it like as a small developer to get the support of a company like Sony front and center, as they've been doing with a lot of indies?
Getting the support of big companies like Nintendo, Amazon, Microsoft, and Sony is vital, I think, to the livelihoods of indies. Even though we're 100% indie, 100% self-funded, having the publishers understand that indie games is where a lot of creativity comes from, and where a lot of games that aren't following the generic formula of repetition, they can look at indies and see some really innovative stuff. So for us, this is a mature RPG. This is not something that little kids can play. This is not your Disney fairy tales. This is dark. This is grim. There's majesty here. There's dark humor, and we can get away with it because we're indie. So we make inappropriate jokes, and we think they're funny.
Well, you also have the backing of the fans. Can you talk a little about the relationship and how that's evolved from the traditional publisher model to having them actually funding the project?
Absolutely. Doing the Kickstarter was an amazing experience, because even though my partner and I, Randus, were passionate about these games and making Dragonfin Soup, we had no idea if anybody else would like it, right? So when we threw it on Kickstarter, we had a very humble goal, and we got 500% above our goal. And it was just such a wonderful feeling, and everyone got excited. We were able to trade jokes. We have a forum. People give us suggestions on monster names. We'll be doing a pet design session soon. So it's just been a great experience, because it's about sharing. You have these ideas that you're excited about, you want to share it with the world, and so we're just so happy